here with For the Love of Paper and Ink. In this video today I'm going to be making a file folder envelope, and it's going to be embellished and no sew project. It will be similar to these. It will be gusseted and hold a junk journal. As a reminder, for continued fun with paper and ink, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified when I post a video every Tuesday. Today I want to give a shout out to Elizabeth Sampson and say thank you for watching and commenting on last week's video and being a subscriber to my channel. If you would like a shout out, please leave a comment below of what you enjoyed about this video, and you also need to be a subscriber. Here is a list of items you will need to create your own file folder envelopes. I would love you to create with me, so if you pause now and gather these items, we can start creating together. So to start with, I wanted to show my prototypes of what I made before practicing for this video. So this is a 9-inch envelope and this is a 7-inch envelope. These are made out of file folders, and I did these ones as a pre-project to see exactly how I would make them to share with you. And I think they came out really cute. Today we're going to do an 8-inch one, kind of in between the sizes of this. So we're going to start with 2 pieces of file folders. Like I said, they're both cut at 8 inches wide, and you'll need 2 pieces of from an extra file folder cut at 8 inches tall and 3 inches wide. So we're going to start by working on some of the decorating of the envelopes before we put anything together. So these are going to be the gussets. So I'm going to decorate them up so that the gussets look similar to the rest of the file folder. And we're going to decorate the inside of what will be the file folder envelope right here up as well. So it's going to be this part and this part will all be decorated up the same. And we're going to do that by inking up with some Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, and we're just going to rub some ink all over the file folders. Don't need to go all the way down, just a little bit down. And for this part, it's going to be the part that folds over. So again, you're just going to go part way down. You can do it as light or as dark as you want to. Now, we're going to stamp over this with a script stamp. So whatever script stamp you have, I have one from my stash that I don't know what company it's from. And we're going to do the same on these 2 things that are pieces of file folder that are going to become our gussets. And we're gonna probably end up cutting these down a little bit more. I just did them at 8 inches. They're about the same height as this file folder right now, but we're going to be folding that file folder some, so it's going to get a little shorter. But I didn't want to, because this, when I cut it, was like about 12 inches long, so I didn't want to stamp and ink the whole thing, so I cut it down to 8 inches to begin with, to make it a little shorter to work with. Okay, now that we got those all inked up, we're next going to stamp on them. And like I said, we're just going to use any text stamp that you have. This is the one I'm going to use. And we're going to use black ink. I'm using Archival Jet Black. And I'm just going to randomly ink up my stamp, and just not using a block or anything. I'm just going to press it on here in a random order, not trying to be precise or anything. Just trying to get a little bit of the stamping all over the whole inked up area. And then we're going to do the same on the gusset pieces. There we go. So we got that part decorated up. Then we are going to take some book pages. So any book pages you have will work fine. And we're going to need 3 pieces of book pages. And we're going to do that on the front side of this file folder. So you want 2 file folders. One you're going to cut has the flap at the end, this part at the end. Just like this. And you cut that end off. And so when you cut 8 inches, it's a little sticking out right here. So there's a little bit of this left on. So you cut that off and you just make it straight across. And then one, you're going to want the flap in the center. And so you cut the 2 edges off. And so you're going to cut with the ruler at 0. You're going to cut it at 4 and 4. So there were zeros in the center, and you've cut, so you're cutting basically 2 inches off each end. Not quite 2 inches, just a hair shorter than 2 inches off each end. If it makes it easier, you can take your one that you have at 8 inches and lay it on here and just mark each end. That's also another way to, if you don't feel like measuring with a ruler. So we're going to take this one. This is going to be our back piece. And we're going to glue these down onto our front piece here with a glue stick. And I don't need the whole paper, so I'm just going to rip it off some. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same here. Just rip down the bottom a little bit. And put glue on. Now, if you have a little bit wider of a book page than I have, you probably can get away with doing 2 pieces of book page. But my book page is just a little bit too short, so I need a 3rd book page to finish off the end. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of glue right there. Rip the bottom of this off and add my last book page right there. And then I'm going to trim the edges off. Now we got this little curve right here. I'm just going to do a little trimming there. And I went a little over the edge with some of them up top. Again, get the little curve right there. There we go. Okay, so we got that part decorated up. Now I want this to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to run a little bit of ink over it. So depending on the age of your books, you can darken them a little bit more if you like them. You can leave them. Now, to add to the bottom of this, we're going to take the lines that are naturally occurring in the file folder and we're going to fold on that line, just the widest one. And we're going to make that our fold for adding for the gussets, to add the gussets in. So we're going to just fold the furthest line out to give us room to grow for this file folder. Now with this file folder, before we go ahead and attach it to that one, we're going to add napkins to it. So I have these napkins. Now when you're using a napkin, a lot of napkins will have 2 layers to them that you need to take off. And so you just, I already kind of pre-loosened these, so you just loosen them at the corner and pull them apart. It takes a little bit of work and you get the extra 2 layers. Some will only have 1, but you just grab the layers and you got some extra little napkins there. So we're going to just add these on here, and I'm going to cut these because I don't want the pictures going upside down on the front anyways, or on the back. So I'm going to cut these in half so I can layer these in the right direction. And I'm going to put one right here Actually, I think I'll start with this one right here. And this one right here underneath it. And I'm just going to use Mod Podge. You can also use matte medium if that's what you have. And we're going to put a thin coat. And yes, I have a giant bottle of Mod Podge. And it's not wanting to come open today. I glued it shut. Let me pause the video and go have my husband open this. I'll be right back. Okay, thank goodness I have somebody in my house who can open these things for me. So I got it open. So we're gonna get this all on here. And we just want to go to the what's partially to the, not all the way to the edge, because this is only gonna be, we're not coming all the way up. So we should have measured this first. I forgot to measure it first. As to how far up this is going to be, because this is going to be only part way up the front of the envelope. Getting tongue-tied here. And this is how I got it glued shut, because I didn't clean that off last time. Because I'm getting it on the front top of my lid here and not wiping it off, which is very bad. And then very carefully lay your napkin down and pat it down. Got to be gentle with this because otherwise your napkin will tear. And I gently wipe my brush over the napkin to adhere it to the page. I'm doing this, like I said, very gently, kind of patting and lifting at the same time, kind of tapping it down, patting and brushing so that the napkin doesn't rip. And there's a little bit of glue left on my brush that helps it, and I'm not pushing very hard. And there's not a ton of glue underneath. I just put a fair amount of, not a fair amount, but a decent amount of glue Okay, so the rest of this is going to be facing the other direction. So I'm going to put this napkin actually the opposite direction. Oh, that glue got dried underneath there. So this napkin is not sticking down. very well. There's a huge pocket right here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to rip it up and get a little bit of glue underneath there and tap it back down. It's okay that it's not perfect to me because, as you'll see in a minute, we're going to sand. I like to sand my napkins. See, we're making a big mess here because that glue dried. But we're going to sand the napkin and get all the loose pieces off that didn't stick down. And you'll see what we do next after that. Okay, so this piece is going to go this direction because it's going to be coming over the front side. So I want them facing, oh, sorry guys, I bumped you. So it's going to be facing that way. So I'm going to do that first. It's all about a little dance here with these napkins of doing it delicately and having just the right amount of glue on your substrate that you're putting the napkin down on. You don't want too much glue, but you want just enough glue. And I'm getting a big glue mess on my table. Let me wipe that up real quick. Okay, and this one I'm going to do this direction because this is going to be the back. So you need 2 of these short square napkins. If you have the long oblong rectangle napkins, you can try using those as well. You'll probably still need 2 napkins, just cut them up in a little different way or use them up in a little different way. Okay, so now that I got it all on, I take it and I rip the excess napkin off, just like this. And it's okay if it doesn't come off perfectly. We're going to use sandpaper to get the edges nice and smooth. So how are you guys all doing today? We've been having really nice weather, although it's been super windy here lately in Arizona and southern Arizona. It's been crazy windy. Okay, I'm going to dry this up a little bit so that we can sand it and work with it. Okay, there we go. We're good. Now we're going to take some sandpaper and we're going to go along the edges and sand off the excess. So that it has a nice smooth edge. And as we get on this, it might seem like we're taking a lot off, but you'll see in a minute how we're going to make it look good. See, there's a big chunk that just came off, but that's okay. It gives it a nice little rustic look, and it won't fall off later when you give this to somebody and they're using it. Instead of having it look icky later, you're purposely taking all the stuff off now that could fall off later. So anything that didn't glue down all the way or properly, it's gonna just come off. And this also makes it nice and soft, so it kind of takes a layer of the Mod Podge off. not too bad. We got quite a few big chunks that came out, but still overall, most of the napkin stayed on, which is really good. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take our brown ink, for me it's Vintage Photo, and we're gonna go over the whole thing. Especially the areas where the napkin came off. Get it nice and inked up. And as you're inking, some of the more of the napkin might come up. Just peel it back as much as it will come. And ink it up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our black ink and our script stamp, and we're going to go over this, especially in the areas where our napkin came up. So depending on how busy your napkin is, if you have a napkin that's not very busy, you can do your script stamp like more. If you have a stamp that is really busy, you can do it less. So I'm doing it kind of in the white spots of my napkin, plus the spots where the napkin came off. So it all seems pretty cohesive. Need to flip my stamp around over here. Make sure you're doing your stamp in the right direction. On the different parts of your stamp or your folder here. Okay. One more right here. Right here. There we go. I think that's good. Now we're going to get ready to do our gussets on this part. So for our gussets, we're going to take any folder that you have that will score, or scorer I should say, not folder, any scorer that you have, and we're going to score our gussets. Now we're going to score it so that there's 4 folds, and we're going to score it at the 3/4 mark, and then we're going to go another 3/4, and that's at 1 1/4. No, let's see, 3/4, and then another 3/4 is 1 1/2. And then at the 2 1/4 mark. Okay. And then you're gonna accordion fold it just like so. And then you have 4 equal measurements. So again, that's 3 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4. And then you fold it. Then we're going to use some wet glue. I have Fabri-Tac, and we're going to attach it in our inner part of our folder or our envelope. And as you can see, it sticks out a little bit on this end, so I'm going to just trim a little bit off the top, and I'm just gonna do a cut like this, so that way it will be there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to glue both of them down to the bottom first. So we glue it to the edge of the line there so that it will come over. And then we're gonna trim this one just like we did that one. And we're going to glue it as well down before we put the top on. And I find it easier doing it this way because then we can align the top over it rather than having to squeeze one of these parts inside and already glued, instead of gluing one side at a time. Because that's how I did it in my prototype, and it was my first prototype, and it was a little harder to get it lined up correctly. So I discovered it's a little easier to do it this way. Okay, so we got them both in like this, and then we're going to bring this down over it. And I still got a little sticking out the top there. So I'm trimming a little bit off there, so it's not sticking out the top. There we go. And then we're going to put glue on both of these, and we're going to bring our flap over to close it and align it. all at the same time. So you want to work fast if you're working with the Fabri-Tac, because it will dry on you. If you're working with like Aleene's Tacky Glue, you got a little more of a workable time frame. There, now we have our gusseted pocket all made up. Now we're going to take this part and we're going to align it up here, right here like this, and we're going to put glue on the back of this pocket part or envelope part. You want to get a good amount of glue because this is going to be opening and closing and putting a journal in it. Got quite a few bits of the napkin here stuck onto the file folders. That's okay, you won't see any of this part. So we're going to line this up on here about so. Make sure it's straight on the thing here, that they're lined up straight to each other. And we're gonna press it down inside here. And then we're going to take our scoreboard again, and we're just going to lay this on our scoreboard, and we're going to just above the line, we're going to start right there and match it up to a line and score it, and then we're going to go to the next line and score again. So we're going to do multiple scores here so that we have a wider pocket, and we're going to go to the next line and score again. And we're going to go to the next line and score again. So I did just 3. And they round over. You can do 3, 4, 5, however many you want. But I think 3 works good. Or well, I did 3 in addition to the 1 at the edge. So I guess I did 4 total. so it comes over the edge like that. And then this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go about 3/4 of an inch. So I have this sitting at the 6, and we're going to go 3/4 of an inch down to 6 3/4, and we're going to score it, and we're going to score it right underneath at the 6 so it will bend. And we're going to fold it over. And bring it up so it becomes a pocket. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue right here at the bottom. And then we're going to put a bead of glue going up the sides. And this is going to be worked, so you want to be generous, because you can put ephemera and tags in this pocket to go with the journal. And just a little bit of glue right along the bottom edge. And you're going to bring this up and press it down. And I just push my hand in the bottom and press along the bottom there. Now I ended up with this side being a little bit wider than the folder, so I'm going to trim that up. Just a hair. Go. Okay, so you can put a Velcro or a magnet in between these things and put a little pat thing here so that you can have a magnet on there, or just a piece of Velcro would make it cute, so that it could stick down. But we're going to decorate this up. So as you saw with the other ones, I put a piece of crocheted lace. So I have a piece for this one of that same lace that was left over. So I'm going to glue that on here. Need to get a new bottle of Fabri-Tac. This one's at the bottom and it doesn't want to come out very easily. So I do this and I do a few stickers. On here as well. So I have that one on there. Trim this little part off. And I got some black and white stickers for this one because I thought they would be pretty on here. I have these birds. I'm not sure I like those on there. Have this bird sticker. Have that sticker and that sticker. I like this sticker on here. So let's put this one on. My nails are so short right now. I'm trying to regrow them out. I had gotten nails on and it damages my nails so badly that I'm trying to regrow them out so that I can have some healthy nails. So, these stickers are so hard to get off. Well, that sticker will go there. I think I like that sticker there. And then I have a couple of words. I have either all of my heart or journey. Kind of like all the heart, going with the black and white theme. And then on the back, maybe this sticker here with the bird. This big one. Let's see if I can get this one to peel off. These thin transparent stickers are so hard to get off. Oh, I got it, yay! Oh, I like that. Just simple with the stickers and the napkins. And then this one. And then let's put this one on here. This is just a die cut. And then you can put a good sized journal in here. I don't have a real fat one, but I have this one that I've been working on, and that fits in there nicely. So you can coordinate your journal to go with this in here. And you know, you can make this any size that you want. You can make the gussets bigger to have a journal, if you have a bigger journal, and have your envelope go with your journal, and have a cute little pocket and journal. And then, like I said, you could do a magnet or a Velcro to have this close right here, so that way when your journal's in it, it stays closed. And voila, you got a cute little case to put your journal in, and keep some ephemera in for the journal, for the recipient to decorate their journal up with. So that's this no-sew accordion, or not accordion, gusseted file folder envelope for your junk journal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and had some fun creating with me today. If you would, please subscribe to this video and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video, or share this with your friends and comment and like. Thank you so much for watching today, and be sure to check out these videos for more fun with me, and see you in the next video. Bye!